Hello and welcome to Nana's Crafty Home. My name is Tanya. Today's tutorial is going to show you how to crochet the swirly scrubby pot scrubber that you can find on my website as a free pattern using the Jubilee Yarn Spongy Dish Yarn, which is a nylon type of yarn that has a bit of a scrubby element to it. I'm using a size L or an 8.0 millimeter crochet hook. I'm going to go ahead and get started with a magic circle. If you don't want to use a magic circle for your scrubby, you can go ahead and chain 4, slip stitch into that first chain to form a ring, and then work all of the stitches into that ring. But after my magic circle, I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to work 10 half double crochets into my magic circle, or you'd be working into your ring if you did that instead. So yarning over and making my first half double crochet. There's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Going to tighten my magic circle. I am not going to slip stitch join into my first stitch. We're going to be working in seamless, non-joined rounds. So I'm going to be working in half double crochets, but I'm going to be working all of my half double crochets into the third loop of each stitch. So the third loop, you can see the top of my half double crochet stitches here, these top 2 loops, but instead I'm going to be pulling my work down towards me, and you can see this third loop back behind the top 2 loops. So that third loop is where I'm going to be working my half double crochet stitches. For round 2, I'm going to be working 2 half double crochets in every stitch around. So I'm going to be yarning over as I normally would and inserting my hook into that third loop back behind the top 2 loops to make my half double crochet. And I'm going to work 2 half double crochets in every stitch around. Now you can go ahead to mark your first stitch, so you always know where your first stitch of each round is. You can mark that with a stitch marker. And I'm just going to repeat 2 half double crochets in the third loop of every stitch around. So I've worked 2 half double crochets in every stitch around, working in that third loop. For round 3, I'm going to be working 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and then 1 half double crochet in the next, and repeating that on a round. This is my first stitch, and I'm going to pull that forward, and I have that loop, which is a little bit bigger because I didn't slip stitch join. So you can see there that bar looks a little bit different, but I'm going to be working into that bar 2 half double crochets. And again, I can now move up my stitch marker to that first stitch. And then in the next stitch, in the third loop, 1 half double crochet, and then 2 in the next, and repeat that sequence on a round. So 1 in the next, and 2 in the next. In my last stitch, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet. After round 3, I'm going to have a total of 30 stitches. Now I'm going to stop increasing, and I'm going to be working 1 half double crochet in every stitch around for round 4. So in that same third loop, 1 half double crochet, move up my stitch marker, and then 1 half double crochet in every stitch, again working in that 3rd loop. So I've worked a half double crochet in every stitch, and you can see because I'm not increasing, it creates a bowl shape. And now for round 5, I'm going to start decreasing. So I'm going to be working a half double crochet 2 together and then over the next 2 stitches, still continuing to work in that 3rd loop. And to work a half double crochet 2 together, I'm going to yarn over as I normally would for a half double crochet, insert my hook into that next stitch in the 3rd loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over. I'm going to be inserting my hook into the next stitch in the 3rd loop, yarning over and pulling up a loop. So I have a total of 5 loops on my hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5 loops on my hook. After I've worked that stitch, I'm going to go ahead and move up my stitch marker. Work 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, working in that 3rd loop. Half double crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. So repeating those steps. Half double crochet in the next. Half double crochet 2 together, and just repeating that on around. When I get to the end, I work 1 half double crochet in that last stitch, and you'll have a total of 20 stitches at the end of round 5. So round 6 is my final round, and I'm going to be working a half double crochet 2 together all the way around. So I'm going to move up my stitch marker. So I'm going to work half double crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. Move up my stitch marker to my first stitch. And half double crochet 2 together. So I'm just decreasing across the whole round. And then half double crochet 2 together across the last 2 stitches to complete the round. I'm going to go ahead and fasten off, leaving a little bit of a longer tail than normal, and pull that through. And you can see there's a bit of a gap here, a hole left. We're going to take care of that here in a minute. We're going to go ahead and weave in that end from the beginning first. So you're going to want a needle that has a pretty big eye so that you can get that on your needle. And then we're going to make sure that it doesn't come unraveled. So I'm going to weave in this end. I recommend, if you're using this yarn, to not go under very many loops at a time, because it's going to be wanting to catch, because it's got that scrubby material in it. So I recommend just going under a couple of loops at a time and pulling through, rather than trying to go under a long length at once, and just keep pulling tightly. So then, in order to finish and close that gap in at the end, we're going to take our end with our needle, and I'm going to be closing it by running my needle along the 3rd loop underneath my top 2 loops and sewing it shut. So I'm just going to pick up that 3rd loop all the way around, tightening as I go. So in order to find that loop, again, pull the work towards you, and that 3rd loop right underneath that top 2 loops, just pick that up with your needle and then pull through, tightening as you go. You can see as I'm tightening that hole is closing up, and I'm keeping that same ridge pattern by closing using that third loop. It's keeping that same pattern. And then just weave in your end. And that's all there is to it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. Thanks so much for being with me. As always, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a new video. Thanks everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.